Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet. Today, what am I looking for? I've been reflecting rather heavily on the community and the experiences that I've had living here, and I've come to the conclusion that what I'm looking for ultimately is a certain level of respect. It's a very interesting quality, being respected, and it's something which I find only very occasionally in my life. I find it in certain particular places, usually in areas where I've invested considerable energy for considerable length of time, and I think the quality of being respected is an ethereal quality, but one that I look towards periodically. I'd like to increase the general interactions that I have that are based on respect going forward, and I'd like to have a broader sense that as a human being, the respect that I have is reciprocated in the energy that I put back. In this light, my work in the community doesn't really yield a degree of respect. It's a very curious thing, actually, that one can do a certain amount of work and still be disrespected for doing that work. The fact is that a community that is this fractured, this emotionally abused, let's just put it in that particular light, you're never really going to feel a quality of respect because the majority of the population, a vast majority of the population, has already decided not to interact, and already interacts in the very basic level with a degree of hostility that is self-fulfilling. And in this light, certainly I've found in recent weeks that I shouldn't look to this community as a means of edifying my general life. I need to look beyond it. So do these podcasts offer that? Do various aspects of my professional work offer that? Where can I gain this degree of respect that I've been looking for? Somewhat curiously, I find it in rather odd places. I find it through things like model rail radio, areas where I've tried to excel in terms of the stuff that I've given and presented to folk. And I certainly find myself returning to these particular forms and thinking of them in a very positive light. I guess what I'm saying is I need to make more of my life like model rail radio fundamentally. I need to be in a space where people do give me existential respect, where I feel my work and my time is ultimately appreciated, but also is utilized in such a way that is self-fulfilling. My wife and I talk periodically associated with returning to the UK. The only problem that I had within the UK was my professional life through a majority of my time there. I had a manager who, just wasn't particularly sane. I had a work environment that was chaotic, primarily due to this manager. I guess my life in the UK and ultimately the decision to leave the UK was prefaced associated with this particular manager and my interaction with him. And I think ultimately I need to look for professional interactions which maximize a quality of respect, which really needs to be found very carefully. And particularly in conditions of employment, you just need to be very careful associated with the circumstances that you find yourself in. So I've reflected periodically on this idea of respect. I certainly haven't found it in the community. And I guess what I need to look for is environments, communities, culture, where this respect is there and permeates and gives me a meaningful sense of my worthiness within a particular community. Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.